Hello students. Today we are going to discuss about the dividend theories. Basically, there are two types of dividend theories: relevance theories and irrelevance theories. Again, relevance theories are divided into two. One is Walter's model and second one is Gordon's model. While in irrelevance theory, only one kind of model is available: Modigliani and Miller hypothesis, that is MM hypothesis. In Waddell model was given by Professor James Walter, and it depicts the relationship between R and K, returns and discount factors, cost of capital. Gordon's model was given by Myron Gordon, and it depicts the relationship between the market value of the firm and its dividend policy. Hence, the evaluation for the Gordon model is on this basis. Modigliani and Miller hypothesis is further divided into two: Modigliani and Miller hypothesis with taxes and without taxes. Assumptions for Walters and Gordon's model. First assumption for Walters model is that the firm has only internal financing. That means the firm has no equity. And second assumption is that it has the constant return and constant cost of capital. Right? Say it for if it is said that in this particular financial year they have 10% cost of capital, it will remain forever. The firm has 100% payout or 100% retention. They have constant EPS and DIV as they have constant returns. Right? And the firm has infinite time for earnings. While in Gordon's model, the assumptions are the firm is all equity firm and hence there is no external financing. They have constant returns and constant cost of capital and retention. The earnings are perpetual, they receive the earnings time to time. The cost of capital is generally greater than the growth rate in Gordon's model. These are the assumptions for these two models. While Walter's model is of no use in reality, there are some criticisms that if you need to calculate cost of return and cost of capital, you need external financing, but this model does not include the external financing. It assumes that the returns are constant, but it is not possible in reality. Also, the same applies for cost of capital. The cost of capital cannot be the same forever for infinite time. So, these things do not hold any realistic approach. Calculation for Walters and Gordon's model. Walters model has this formula. To find the price, we need to use this formula: dividend plus R upon K, rate of return upon cost of capital or equity capitalization rate, divided by EPS minus dividend whole divided by cost of capital. For Gordon's model, we have the formula P0 is equals to earnings per share whole multiplied by 1 minus B, that's retention ratio, upon K minus BR, that is growth rate. Right? Applications for Gordon's model are growth firm. When we will say that the firm is growth firm when R is greater than K. And if R is equal to K, we will say that the firm is a normal firm. And when the R is smaller than K, we will say that the firm is declining firm according to the Walters model. And according to Gordon's model, if R is greater than K, right, then the market value of the share increases. If R is smaller than K, then the market value of the P0, that means share, increases with the payout ratio 1 minus B for declining firms. Right? When the price increases with the payout ratio, then we will say that the firm is the declining firm. When the market value of the share is not affected by dividend policy, then R is equals to K. When there is no change in the market value or the market price of the share by the change in dividend policy, then we will say that R is equal to K, cost of capital. Let's check out some sums for these. First sum is the EPS of a company are 18. It has an internal rate of return of 15%. Capitalization is 12.5%, and we have to use Walters model. We have to find out optimum payout ratio, price of the share at this payout ratio, and we have to change the payout ratio and find the effect on the price of share. Right. First question is optimum payout ratio. Right. Here there is no payout. Here in the question we can't see any payout made or any retention is mentioned. So we will say that optimum payout is 0 as no payout is made in the question. Right. For second question, what would be the price of the share at this payout? Price is equals to dividend. Dividend is not at all given, plus R divided by K. 0.15 and 0.125. 10 minus 0. Right, EPS divided by capitalization rate, that is 0.125, will give out the answer as rupees 96. And in case we change the payout and assume that payout ratio is 20%, the dividend will be 20% of rupees 10. Right. R divided by K, EPS minus dividend, 10 minus 2 divided by K, that is 12.15%, 0.125. Answer will be 11.60 divided by 0.125, and the final answer would be 92.80 according to this equation. That's how we will solve the Walters model questions. Now question 2, company has a total investment of rupees 5 lakh in assets and 50,000 outstanding ordinary shares at rupees 10 per share. It earns a rate of 15% on its investment and has a policy of retaining 50% of the earnings. If the appropriate discount rate is 10%, determine the price of its share using Gordon's model. Now we have to use Gordon's model here. What shall happen to the price of the share if the company has a payout ratio of 80% or 20%? Right. two payout ratios are given, 80% and 20, and we have to find the price accordingly. First of all, at 50%, at the basic payout ratio, we have to find the price, then at 80%, and then at 20%. At first condition, out of 50%, here it is said that it is retaining 50% of the earnings. That means it is paying out the other 50%. 50% is retained and 50% is payout. Hence, the payout ratio will be 50%. So, according to Gordon's model, calculation will be 1 minus 0.5, that is retention, into 0.15, that is earnings, into 10%, into 10, divided by 0.10 discount rate K, minus 0.15, again earnings, into 0.5. Right, that is payout. That is R and this is B. Calculating it, we will get the answer as rupees 30. Again, at 80% payout ratio, we will do the same thing. If payout is 80%, then retention would be 20%. Hence, here the change is of 0.2. Right, other things will remain same. 1 minus retention, 0.2. Here the retention is to be used, 0.2. 0.15 will remain the same, return on shares. Right, R would be same, B will change, 0.10 same, 15 same as above. Right, hence the answer will be 17. At 20% payout, 1 minus B, right, B will be here, out of 100, 20 is to be payout, then the remaining would be the payout ratio. Right, hence B is 0.8, that is retention. 0.15 is return on earnings into 10, right, divided by 0.10 discount rate minus 0.15, that is R, into 0.18, that's B, is equals to rupees 15. Now moving ahead towards the third question. The following information is available in respect of a firm. EPS is 40, KE is 10 and R. We have 3 options for R and 6 options for dividend payout ratio. We have to find the price of the shares accordingly, according to the Walters model. Now we can use the tabular form for the calculation. Here, first condition is R is greater than KE, R is equals to KE and R is smaller than KE. Right. Dividend payout ratio 0%, dividend payout ratio at 25% and dividend ratio payout ratio at 37.5%. Using the formula of the Walters model, here EPS would be dividend is 0, 0.13, that is the R divided by K, right? Dividend R divided by K, 40 minus 0. 40 is our EPS and 0 is our dividend. Dividend plus R divided by K, EPS minus dividend, right? Then here dividend would be 10, R 0.13, K 0.10 given here. 40 minus 10, 40 minus 10, the dividend is equals to rupees 490. Then for 37.5% we have to do the same thing. Here KE and R both are same, so 0.10, dividend is 0, 0 here, 40 EPS, right? 10 dividend, 15 here dividend, R and K are same, K is same, EPS is 10 and dividend is 10. Hence we have to solve the table as we have solved these equations. And for the remaining, dividend at 50%, dividend at 75% and dividend at 100%. Right? One more question shall arise, that how did this 10 came? Right? Here in the question, dividend is not mentioned in rupees or the value of share is not given. Right? Then how we will find the dividend or dividend payout ratio? Then dividend payout ratio is to be obtained by EPS. If it is said that 25% is dividend payout ratio, then what we will do? We will consider 25% of rupees 40, that is EPS. At 25% of rupees 40, that will be rupees 10. Hence, at the condition of 25%, we have considered DPR, dividend payout ratio, as rupees 10. Here 37.5, then 15 rupees will be there, 15% will be there, and 50% of 40 will be 20, 75% of 40 will be 30, and 100% of 40 will be 40. And that's how we will solve this table.